what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy the fave. Defend your people. The LSU defense is garbage right now. What's up? Our guys are fine, okay? Offense kicking ass, rolling up and down the field. When are y'all going to do something?
Well, T-Bob, if there's one time we're going to see that, it's going to be this weekend because Dart's going to run the ball. He's going to pass it. So if our defense going to have it needs to be this weekend and honestly.
Fave, when you look at the tape from last week, what do you feel went most wrong trying to defend KJ Jefferson and the Hogs?
I mean, I think it was what we talked about last week, and it's not being able to keep him uncomfortable in the pocket. He's a big quarterback. Don't get me wrong, T-Bob has. He has the size, but I felt like defensively up front, we could have did a little more effort, maybe some more run stunts, something of that nature. Hey, we pulled off the win, but it really shouldn't have been that close at home. And I hate to say it. I mean, I got to pick on my area first. It starts up front. The D-line got to do a better job at staying in their rush lanes, keep it contained most importantly. But hey, first and second down, fellas, I mean, you got to win in your gaps. You got to shut down that run, you know. So that's something I hope Coach harped on this week.
Big Fave, you went against KJ Jefferson last week, 6'3", 250 pounds. You mentioned his size, big quarterback. As a defensive lineman, do you change your technique knowing you've got a quarterback like that? Maybe he's a little bit harder to get on the ground because we saw LSU in the backfield really all night long. He was able to get away from almost every single rush that LSU had. Look, big body, but do you change anything as a defensive lineman knowing you're going against a quarterback like that?
Slight changes has to, and it really is about bulking up in the middle. You want your heavier guys to be in the middle more, just for the simple fact, if he does rush at the middle, you got a big presence. We've seen this before up close. We've seen Jamarcus Russell be the same size than listen, right? When we went to the NFL, he was my size.
Yeah,
my size.
Yeah.
But the point I'm making is you don't want to tackle somebody like this, especially if, say, for instance, you're Greg Penn or Zay Alexander. You don't want to tackle him up top, and I think that's something we should have approached a little differently last week in regards to bringing him down and having a better plan for making plays on him.
Fave, one guy we've talked about a lot this week is Mason Smith, and it's not that Mason Smith is playing poorly, right? He's playing very solid. He hasn't had the big flash moments, but Brian Kelly's asked about that. He's like, well, yeah, look, man, we're asked to play nose, you know, and the nose has to do a lot of dirty work. There's just not as much playmaking potential as when you're in a 3 or a 5. Brian Kelly did go on to say, you know, maybe there's some more interesting ways in which we could be using him. I mean, there's certainly emerges of Jordan Jefferson, but as we do every week, give us your breakdown of what you saw at number 0.
Well, what I saw out of Mason was a guy who did have presence in the middle. We didn't see those big plays yet. We're still waiting on that big sack or you know, the huge tackle for loss because this kid has so much potential in that regard. I think you are dealing with a guy who never really had a chance to show who he was.
Yeah.
You know, you were hurt the entire last season. You suspended Florida State. You come back on a Grambling game. We see you in Mississippi State. You know, we see what you were able to do last week as well against Arkansas in regards to just having your responsibility. But this week, he's going to have his opportunity because his team likes to run that option. They like to run. Their quarterback likes to be the main rusher, similar to what we have going on into the emergence of Logan Diggs to step up and really have some presence. But I honestly think that Mason, he's getting a few more games under his belt, he'll be okay.
And then the other guy that's been in the headlines, Fave, and it's because he's someone who I think should be earning more playing time, is Jordan Jefferson. He's been fantastic all year. He's the 9th highest rated rush defender for interior defensive lineman in the country right now, according to PFF. What have you seen? Like, how is he having so much success when you watch him play?
First and foremost, I like how you're rocking that 99. See, we need a little more of that.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think
Looks
about it.
way better than anybody I've seen in that uniform.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the dreads, which looks cooler. His guts not as. Fave had that kingpin, solid belly. It's all muscle.
Yeah.
But it just, it just looks little.
Yeah, he looks like he looks more like T.Y. Tyson Jackson out there than Big Fave.
So he's rocking that 99. But he's consistent, y'all. He's showing up in the pass rush. He's showing up. He's showing his experience. And I watched a little bit of his film from West Virginia. And I was like, man, we're going to be all right with this kid. He's making plays. So Jordan Jefferson is someone, in my opinion, who gives us that confidence up front. Like, okay, 99 is in, he's going to make some plays. He's going to make it do what it do. So I expect him to continue to grow on what he's already done. He plays with good hands. He doesn't have an issue with getting off the blocks. You don't catch him stuck on the blocks, and that's how he's able to make plays. So we're lucky to have a guy like that in our rotation.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask him just about the outside real quick, T-Bob. Swinson looks like he's done a really nice job of getting in the backfield. Obviously, we've talked about it already, trying to get the quarterback on the ground. Like, what have you seen from some of these edge rushers? Obviously, Harold Perkins, in the first half last week, that was such a huge play and really gave LSU the momentum. Have you seen that group get better?
That group's got better, Hester. It has. Swanson. He even showed us something in the Florida State game, but we lost. So it went unnoticed. But I love him. Ovi as well. I think he does an exceptional job at making plays as well off the edge. We're going to. And I know I talked about Mason Smith and how important that he was going to be, but those guys off the edge, especially with the option teams, I think that playing discipline is important, right? D-lineman, interior guys, you got to have dive. I don't know if they're going to go defensive end quarterback or safety in the box pitch or whatever. However they decide to do that, just being disciplined and sound and the way Perkins played last week.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
Those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.